I'm Kate Schelter. I'm a stylist and a creative director, and today I'm going to show you the best vintage in New York City. So come on, let's go. Nicole Kidman, Gwyneth Paltrow, and about 1 million other celebs and big-name designers are regular at Resurrection. It's a beautifully laid out store full of designer clothing and accessories in pristine condition.
The thing about Resurrection that's great is it's pretty well known. So a lot of people hear about us and then they come and approach us, do you want to buy my clothes? Also, we're featured in magazines and different stories, so people hear of us that way. And then, of course, we have ads out saying, send us your clothes. So,
you do? In what publication?
The New York Times.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. That's where we get some of the best things. I've been all over the Upper East Side.
Like classified ads? Like, yeah. Look, we are looking to buy your closet.
Yeah.
And then you just get to go in people's apartments and dig through their closets.
It's the best job. It's so much fun.
Crazy pants. They're almost the same length as mine. They're very relevant.
They're very relevant, yeah. We like to have the store look so that when people come in that they don't even know that it's a vintage store.
This is an amazing jewelry and handbag collection. I see these Pierre Cardin rings I've never seen anything like that before.
I actually just love the container that they came in.
Oh,
it's
wow.
just so well designed.
How cool. What tips do you have for people who are shopping for vintage?
The thing that's most important is if somebody's looking for themselves, that it looks good on them. If they're looking for something that they want collectible, that's going to retain its value, they should look for something that's very iconic to the designer. Like Saint Laurent is really well known for his safari suits. So something like that is going to just actually accrue in value, or say the Mondrian dress. Something like that could end up in a museum.
Thanks so much, Megan. I loved having the tour of Resurrection.
Thank you for visiting.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Here we are at Southpaw Vintage in the Garment District of New York City. It's by appointment only, but luckily we have an appointment, so come on in, let's go inside. What I love about Southpaw is that it's hidden in the back of a dark, dirty building, but it's basically this amazing, colorful, glittery 70s fashion retro heaven up here. The owner, Jeff, has had this place for years, and the people walking here, you kind of feel like you're stepping into a fashion party, and you might just run into some amazing models or designers or stylists. And it just has a very laid-back, casual feeling.
She comes in, babe, and she knows what she wants, and I love that.
So you never know who's gonna just pop into Southpaw. That was supermodel Agnes Dane, and she has a very special event she needs to go to tonight, so she needed just the right dress. So here we are with the amazing Farah, who is Jeff's right-hand Wonder Woman of vintage style. And she's gonna take us through all of the rooms and show us sort of how the clothes are organized.
This room, we have a bit of everything in here. We have Edwardian, Victorian dresses, blouses, jackets. Okay. Kate, let me show you down.
Ooh, color. Look at this.
I know. This is an Ozzy Clark collection. This was his traffic light dress. This area is actually very good for when people come in, they need something quick to wear for an event, like a little party dress. This is amazing. The fabric alone on this dress is pretty great. Isn't that amazing? Dancing on the dance floor. This is Jeffrey Bean.
Everything is so packed in here. That's cool.
Yeah, that one's really great.
So how do you know where everything is in here? I mean, do you guys have like a Dewey Decimal System? Like a card catalog for all these dresses?
No, actually we don't. I know people think it's amazing, but we pretty much do everything by memory.
So now we've seen Southpaw, which has one of the best archives of fashion in the entire world. And now, if you're lucky enough, they'll ask you to sign the Wall of Fame, where John Galliano has signed, Alexander McQueen, Kate Moss, Donatella Versace, and many others. I feel very honored because I got to sign the wall today, and they let me choose the color that I wanted to sign in.
Next on Fashion File. tips to shopping vintage like a pro.
It's really about the mix.
And later, Audrey Hepburn takes on the bombshells.
Before the break, we visited Resurrection and Southpaw, two of the best places in New York City to shop vintage. Now we're heading downtown to a 7,000 square foot showroom for some more appointment-only shopping. This is the very exclusive What Comes Around Goes Around archive. Seth Weiser and Gerard Mayoni started out in 1993 with a store in SOHO. They opened this archive in 1998 for designers, stylists, and celebrities looking to take their vintage hunting to the next level. Brad Pitt, Lenny Kravitz, Victoria and David Beckham all come here for private shopping sessions. Will you take us on a tour of your store?
Sure. Okay. Absolutely.
Wow. Seth, is this your bathing suit?
It actually looks like a video, Seth.
This reminds me of like what Alexander Wang just sent down his runway, but like shorter. He did all this stuff like this.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite red carpet moment of someone who wore a vintage gown that came from here?
We dressed Mary-Kate Olsen for the Metropolitan Gala one year in this beautiful Edwardian tea dress.
After years of inspiring other designers with their good taste in vintage, Seth and Gerard have decided to take the plunge and become designers themselves. So this is a collection, this is a new collection that you guys designed based on vintage pieces that you find.
Correct. Correct.
This is really cute. This is like Mrs. Robinson. Oh.
Just the mainstay in everybody's class is this one. It's really yummy.
Well, there's also, it's like so hard to find the great vintage ones now. It's like make it.
Oh. So you have so much experience buying all this vintage. What kind of tips can you give us?
I think first you gotta make sure that it's something that is timeless and you're gonna appreciate and wear frequently.
It's really about the mix, you know, whether it's mixing a little bit of new, a little bit of, you know, vintage, a little bit of thrift, you know, and I think that seems to be where it really is right now.
For example, if I'm gonna put someone in a vintage dress, I'll always do like a new shoe or a new bag, and so it brings it into today's place. So it doesn't feel like costumey or anything like that. Here are a few of my tips you can take away to be a better vintage shopper, whether you're in New York or any other big city with a vibrant fashion scene. If you hate to dig, go upscale. They're definitely more expensive, but high-end stores like Resurrection make vintage shopping hassle and clutter-free. Go where the pros go. Do a little research and find out where the stylists, models, and designers in your city shop for their vintage. You'll have to do a little digging, but nothing's better than finding that perfect, unique piece. Practice, practice, practice. Get better at understanding what colors and shapes work for you and which ones don't. Avoid impulse shopping, and unless you're a knowledgeable collector, try not to buy expensive investment pieces. Your closet isn't a museum, and your vintage should be worn and enjoyed. They should have a life. For Fashion File, I'm Kate Schelter. Happy vintage shopping.